Naval Analyses. A new infographic shows the underwater might of the Russian Navy and its fleet of 72 submarines, one more than the U.S. Navy at the time of this writing. Split between nuclear missile submarines, cruise missile submarines, attack submarines, and unique special mission and test submarines, the Russian Navy is no slouch. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Once again, the excellent website Naval Analyses, Twitter, creator of the United States Navy Submarines 2018 infographic, has released a new image, full-size, that shows off the various classes of submarines in service with the Russian Navy. The graphic starts off with some of the newest submarines at the top, the 4 ballistic missile submarines of the Bore class. These nuclear-powered submarines each carry 16 Bulava submarine-launched ballistic missiles, each with a range of 5,800 miles and armed with 6 150-kiloton nuclear warheads. Eventually, Russia will build 8 Bore submarines. Rounding out Russia's ballistic missile submarine force are 7 Delta III IV submarines carrying Sineva missiles and the last gigantic Typhoon-class submarine, Dmitry Donskoy, currently serving as a missile test boat. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Next up are the 8 enormous Oscar II class guided missile submarines. 500 feet long and displacing 24,000 tons underwater, Oscar IIs were originally commissioned by the Soviet Union to destroy U.S. Navy aircraft carriers with swarms of large, powerful cruise missiles. Each carries 24 P-700 Granite anti-ship missiles. Unlike the United States, Russia has both nuclear-powered and diesel-electric-powered attack submarines. Russia has 12 Akula I-2 and III class, 3 Victor III class, and 4 Sierra I and II class nuclear attack submarines. All 3 classes date back to the Soviet Navy in the Cold War, although a handful were built after the fall of the USSR. More recently, Russia has commissioned a pair of Yasin-class submarines, cruise missile submarines that could eventually replace the aging Oscar boats. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Advertisement. Continue reading below. On the diesel-electric submarine front, Russia has 21 Kilo-class submarines and 1 Lada-class submarine. Kilos are meant to operate closer to home, in places like the Black Sea and Mediterranean, and the boats in service range from Cold War-era builds to boats like the Rostov-on-Don, commissioned in 2014. The Lada class was built to replace the Kilos, and submarine expert Hi Sutton claims Russia is planning at least 5 boats. Russia has a comparatively large fleet of special mission submarines. The Russian Navy has 2 enormous motherships based on the Delta III and Delta IV hulls for ferrying deep-diving midget submarines. It also has 1 Losharek, 3 Nelma, and 3 Cachalot-class submarines designed for deep ocean engineering work. Advertisement. Continue reading below. 1 submarine on this list is particularly ominous, the Sarov, a test platform for the Canyon, Status 6 Apocalypse torpedo, a nuclear-powered torpedo designed to attack coastal targets such as ports and cities with an enormous 100-megaton thermonuclear warhead. Status 6 is designed to bypass U.S. missile defenses, destroying entire coastal regions with nuclear blasts, tsunamis, and rendering the area uninhabitable with long-lasting nuclear fallout. The Russian Navy, at least on paper, has 1 more submarine than the U.S. Navy, although the U.S. submarine force is composed entirely of ballistic missile, cruise missile, and attack submarines. In other words, a pure fighting force. The U.S. Navy's submarine fleet, unlike the Russian Navy, is entirely nuclear-powered, although if the U.S. had neighbors as potential adversaries, it would probably invest in non-nuclear submarines also.